thoughts with the world on everything that's, well, I mean, kind of anything I feel like talking about, but a lot of it's current events, what's going on in the world,
Hmm.
and trying to just relate it back to a Christian worldview.
Yes. So important that we have a Christian worldview today with all the things that are being mixed in there, different things. Um,
Yeah.
what,
And I know a lot of people don't, a lot of people find it hard to keep up with the news these days and everything going on because
right.
so much happens in such a short amount of time. So I
Yes.
like to kind of condense it down for you and make it understandable, kind of.
Right. So, what kinds of things do you think, like coming up for our show, what kinds of topics do you think might be of interest to people on this server? We got a lot of different people on here right now. We have a lot of students. So, a lot of students are in school. We've talked about critical race theory a little bit and other issues. What kinds of things are you seeing right now in the news that interest you?
Well, with stuff going on in the schools, I mean, definitely the critical race theory is a big one.
Yeah, and parents having a say about what
Yeah,
their kids are being able to see and view, and yeah, that's all really important stuff.
yeah, that's like the um uh what was that politician I think running in Virginia said
Oh yeah, yeah,
we don't want parents to know, or we don't want parents involved with schooling.
right,
It's like that's big right now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So you bring with you a lot of experience. You started with me back in April 2013 when we started Jesus Connect. You've got
Oh
a
yeah,
you've
way
got a
back.
history. We've got a history together. Like when we started on Wire Club and how we had, overnight we had like an explosion of growth. We had people from all over the world that were coming, and we didn't know what we were even going to do. And
Oh
God,
yeah, it was all new. It was like
right?
we just, we just got blessed with tons of people, and we had to figure out how to minister to all of them. It was quite the experience.
Yeah, it was kind of learning on the fly, as you say, because we didn't
Yeah.
we didn't know what we were doing at all, and we had no clue what we were doing. But
Mm.
God just said, "All right, this is it," and He put us in the middle of all these people. And we had a lot of Christians that were on that site that nobody knew were there. They were kind of hiding, and then when we came on there, they
Right.
they decided to come out of hiding, and then we had instant helpers, people that were we had what about 20 moderators at one time.
Yeah, you mentioned Goldie. I remember her
Yeah,
from way back.
Goldie was like the first person that joined me on there. Then she started telling everybody that there's this pastor on here and he wants to get a chat together. And then you had a lot of experience too with dealing with trolls and dealing
Yeah.
with people of so many different religions, so many
Oh
different
yeah.
thoughts and ideas that we battled every day. And we were bringing Christ into a dark place like we're doing now. Discord is not a Christian server or a Christian site. So, but of all your experiences, what was the most memorable for you? Like, what do you think of the most when you think of like Wire Club or your experience in doing chat? What was the best part of it for you?
Hmm. Well, you mentioned uh Discord and um coming across so many non-believers and stuff, and we had a thing on Wire Club called the lion's den, where we would basically just
Oh yeah,
discuss with people of all different beliefs, and we had to really challenge ourselves and learn why we believe what we believe, and that
yep,
was great.
yeah. The Lions Den was a lot of fun, and then I mean it was also a challenge because we had atheists, we had agnostics, we had every Satanist, we had every cult in the world in there trying to, you know. Remember, we even had Charles Darwin in there,
Right.
a guy by the name of Charles Darwin. He was an evolutionist, obviously, but we had to use education, our minds, our heart, our mind, everything, and
Yeah.
but we would go toe to toe in debates, and we learned a lot over the course of time. But anyway, here we are, 8 years later, in a different phase of Jesus Connect, but it's the same, basically same thing, except for I think now we're in a more mature place. We know more. We're not as gullible or naive. we we we've our eyes have been opened to what's going on. So anyway, so we're looking forward to getting things started on here and having a real, great time just doing Jesus Connect ministry and everything else. I want to introduce you tonight. You know Game Warrior a little bit, but anyway, Game Warrior is like been helping me with the server. There's a lot of things that I don't know about Discord that he knows, and he's been helping me a lot. Appreciate it. And then Nina is also here tonight. We have others that aren't here, unfortunately, but you'll meet them eventually. But Nina's helping with movie night um, and everything like that. And hopefully that all goes well. That's going to be a Saturday night ministry. But everything that we do here is a collective effort. Okay. So we're a team, and a team means that everybody works together. We're all in this together, so to speak. So, as much as I can, I try to include you guys in the decisions that we make here. Some things that I will make a decision on, like for instance, making Andrew a moderator, it was a no brainer. He's helped me. I trust him. I know he's going to, when he can be here, he's going to help us. So that was a no brainer. But other things, we always want to make sure that we're including each other in decisions. Like I said about banning people, we've had some things happen over the last, I would say, few days or week, the last week, where some people were banned on the basis of suspicion. And suspicion meaning something they didn't like about their profile, their name, or whatever. But let me just say to you, we don't ban people based on suspicion. That's why we say one warning. If they come in and they act up, we give them one chance. And then we tell them after that, if they continue, they're banned. And now that ban could last for a short time, it could last for a lifetime, depending on the offense. But there has to be an offense for somebody to get banned. If I banned everybody based on their name or something in their bio, I would have never reached all the people that we've reached on Jesus Connect. It would have never happened because we would have just banned everybody off of here. So, as a redemptive ministry, in other words, a Christian ministry, our whole aim is redemption. And everybody starts out as a sinner. We're all sinners. We're saved by grace. We're all in the same boat together. We don't make it to heaven by our good works. We make it to heaven because of the grace of Jesus Christ that we have accepted into our life. Now, our good works, they glorify our Father in heaven, but they come from the Father, and that's what we believe. That's the theology behind what we believe, that grace of God. But let me just say that so every person that comes into this server, I don't care if they're already a Christian. I don't care if they're not a Christian. We need to treat everybody equally as far as giving them a chance. I want them to hear the gospel. I want them to hear the Bible studies. I want them to be able to have a chance to be saved. And if I ban or somebody else bans them away before they even get a chance to be in the server and have a chance to hear the gospel, then we've done them a disservice. It actually goes against everything that I stand for. So I've kind of made it clear, and I wanted to make it clear tonight that our policy, if you're a moderator, is to, if you're on here moderating with me, then we should always be communicating in the chat room here, moderator only. And if you've got a question regarding whether or not you should ban someone, then let's have a consensus. Let's have a group meeting. So you would just simply type in something like, should I ban so and so? Whoops, misspellings there. I can't see because I got something there blocking that. Should they stay or should they go? That's the question, right? Should they stay or should they go? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, right. So if we do this, if you're moderating, and this is what I really would hope that we would all do, is that you would throw a line out here and say, what about so and so? And we have done that. I've watched, I've seen this already develop, this trend of asking before we ban, unless they're showing nudity or using vulgarity or harassment. That's an automatic ban. You don't need to even ask me or anybody else. Just ban them and we'll deal with it later. Get rid of, delete any content that might be up immediately and then ban. That's absolutely vital in those situations. But as we grow together as a team, we'll understand more and more instinctively when somebody needs to be banned. Now, if somebody comes in, and this is the way the trolls seem to be working in here, they seem to be quite comfortable being in a Christian environment and acting like they're Christian until all of a sudden they let it out. Oh, ha ha ha! I'm not a Christian. I'm this or I'm that, and they start to laugh, and it's a big joke to them. Now that's not necessarily. Again, it's case by case. This is what's hard about being a moderator in a Christian chat, because we really do want to help people. We really do want to give people chances. And if somebody does act like a troll or lies about who they are, that's not necessarily a ban. It could be a ban, but it depends on what are they saying, what are they doing. Maybe a warning, maybe a direct message to that person, just warning them or saying, hey, that's really not cool. Maybe shame them a little bit into, you know, listening to what we're doing on the server, could be enough just to keep them from getting banned. I know me and Gamer talked about as we got more familiar with the certain bot, there was a tool that would put somebody time out, put them to sleep or whatever, so where they couldn't talk anymore or text anymore, and virtually rendering them mute, which I think is still a great idea because they're that way they can't act up anymore and they're kind of stuck in here or they can leave. That might be something that we want to investigate further and actually get to where it's working. It may be working now. I don't know. I got to talk to Game Warrior about that more. I don't know if that is actually it. I don't think it's active yet. But that sounds like a good solution for some of these problems. Now, the stage, we tried the stage for live events. The problem is, I'm always sharing things. I like to share media, that's part of my thing. I can't share media on the stage. I have to share it in another place. It gets confusing. So I'm not using the stage very often for live events. However, we are going to use it for the podcast. Me and Andy are going to do, although me and Andy may share things, and so we may end up moving it to a different room. Who knows? We'll see. But the point of what we're doing is we're starting to see a lot of people coming into the server, and we're trying to minimize the amount of fake people that we have. Oh, okay, no problem. So that we basically get a better variety of people coming into the server. And we're just beginning now, and it's going to take even some more time to develop our team here before we're ready to go all out and using social media and everything. We are at a point right now where we're growing just at the right pace. Give us time to build our team, because if we started having 300 or 400 people a day coming here, we would not be ready for that kind of traffic. We would just not be ready. We don't have enough establishment yet in our team. We have enough moderators. We just don't have enough people that are able to be here enough to moderate, period, to where it would be good. I mean, I think eventually we will. We actually need about 4 or 5 more people that are good. And I think with Goldie coming in, if we can get her to start working with us, and that's a big question mark. I don't know what people are able to do. But when you start moving into these large advertising campaigns and things like that, where you are going to get about 300 or 400 people a day, and you're going to get a lot of trolls, but not as many trolls because the filtering is better. We're not going to be reaching out to a lot of trolls. We're going to be reaching out to a lot of Christian religious type people. So a lot of those 300 or 400 people that will be coming to the server are going to be people that are actually looking for a Jesus Connect type ministry. That doesn't mean we're not going to get trolls. It just means they're not all going to be coming from Discord. Okay. So these are the things that we have to. This is why we have to have these meetings. This is why we need to talk these things through, because I want everybody to be on the same page. And as we start more things like movie night, and we start advertising that and getting people to come in to watch a movie, that could be a problem if you get a lot of trolls. So what do we do? Well, we got to make sure we got enough people here to handle that. And so I'm going to make sure I'm here, even if I'm running it or if I'm letting somebody else run it. And um, just kind of be on that, on the lookout for some of these things that are, when you see a group of people coming in at one time, 4 or 5 people at once, you can pretty much count on it that they're up to no good. But out of that 4 or 5, you might have one person that's actually just going along with it, but maybe they're not really a troll. Maybe they are really looking for what we're offering, and so we might get one person out of that group. So it's not always a throw everybody out kind of a thing, but yet we need to be on the lookout. And then, bumping the server is important because it will open up more opportunities to reach more people. We need to remember to do that when we're doing live stuff. And if anybody has a question or comment on what we've talked about so far. Oh, okay. Well, we need to. Okay, I'll have Game Warrior get you I'll have Gameware help you so that you can bump the server, and anybody else that wants to help us with that, we'll get that fixed. So, does anybody have a question or a comment or anything that related to what we're talking about so far? Are we all on the same page now about how we handle trolls or unseemly people? There's also be on the lookout for hackers and people that are advertising. Don't hit a lot of spam things on here because they're tricks. They're hackers. Be careful about that. All right. The other thing that I wanted to share is coming up in very shortly is the holiday season. I'm going to be sharing and disclosing our theme for Christmas in the next couple of weeks. It's a cool theme. I think everybody will like it. Our theme will everything will surround around the theme, and I'm looking for people that are creative, that have ideas, some games that we could play, some Christmas type games, ideas, anything that you have that you think would be good. Let me know and all of that, because what we're going to start doing is, how it works. Christmas is going to be here. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and boom, that's it. And then New Year's. So we want to start ahead and get on this, because why? Because we're going to roll out some really big things during the holidays, and we're going to do some advertising. So advertising, the kind of advertising we do, is going to be on Facebook and different social media sites. We're going to be getting people coming through here, and so I want to make sure that we're ready. So I'm saying all this to prepare you that if you're a moderator here, it might be quiet right now, it might be peaceful right now, but it's the calm before the storm. Because once we do start advertising and we start opening up the server to have more people, we're going to start seeing a lot more opportunities for people that want to do stuff, that want to help out. And we're going to be doing a lot of things, and it's going to carry over into the new year. We're going to do some courses, classes, some Bible classes. We're going to do a whole lot of things. We're going to offer more things. So it means that there's going to be a lot of opportunities. The other thing is, we talked about this in the beginning. We haven't done it yet, but during the holidays, we're going to start this. So, and I need some help with this. This is one of the things I'm really going to need help with. I want to multi stream Jesus Connects events, whether it be a Bible study, a holiday event, a movie thing, or a karaoke, or whatever that we're doing in our for our holiday events. We're going to start multicasting. I have a dashboard thing where I can multi stream to about 6 or 7 different places at once through YouTube. Now it's a big undertaking, and I need help with. Really, what I need help with more than anything is we have a site on Cos. We have a room on Cosme, as long as it's still there. I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, but we want to multicast in there. So I need somebody to go in Cosme during a live event and host the chat in there for me. We're also going to be on Wire Club, which is a site that we initially started on. We're also going to be on Discord. So we need somebody in Discord to run the Discord, because I'm going to be in a whole different place. I'm going to be in a dashboard. Well, at least when I'm doing the live sermons and things like that. Now, when we do a movie night, I don't know how we're going to do that yet, or how we're going to multicast an event. I haven't figured that out yet. But my part is pretty simple. I click a few buttons and I'm going live on Facebook. I'm going live on Twitter. I'm going live here, there, boom, bang. It just happens, and there's going to be a little slight delay between each one, but it'll basically be pretty much in sync. We've already tested it out. It works, but we'll know whether or not it's going to work during the events. But if we do this successfully, I want to sort of get a few people that would be willing to help me engineer this. And by all means, if you would like to do it, it's not hard. I mean, obviously, you're just be hosting one area of our chat. I've got other people that are going to stand by and help me. But if we can pull this off, it's going to allow us to reach a lot more people for Christ, obviously, and get a bunch of new people coming here from different places besides Discord. Now, the ultimate goal is to get them on here to our server. We're not looking to build Cosme or our Facebook pages or our YouTube channels. We're not looking to do that. What we're looking to do is build Discord. We're putting everything into this server right now. Why? Because I believe there is so much potential for reaching youth, students, and young adults, and that's the age group that I want to reach. Why? Because you're the next generation. Okay. So anyway, that's something that's coming up. If you want to be a part of that, let me know. Probably, I'm thinking maybe around the middle of November, I'm going to start getting that together, and probably we'll do some practice runs and just see how it goes. If we can pull this off, then I think it's going to be a boost. Now, I don't know that we'll do it all the time. Maybe we'll just do it when we do like a huge event. I think it would be kind of hard to do it every week, but who knows? We'll see. All right. Anyway, that's that. So there's a lot of things that you could see that we're attempting to do here. I'm always open to ideas from anyone. I'm always open if somebody has, especially if you know Discord world, if you've got a suggestion, something that we can do better, a bot that could help us do it better, or anything like that at all, let us know. Again, we have several of our team not here tonight, but I am recording this meeting and I do put it up in the room here afterwards for anybody to watch. Because even if you can't be here, at least if you're hearing what's going on, it'll keep you in the loop, and you can always add, your feedback or whatever. I know Jordan wants to help, but he's never moderated, and so we're working with him. If you don't know how to do something, if there's something that you just aren't sure about, feel free to ask us. And I'm sure that either between me or anybody here or Game Warrior, we can get you, the answer. But, if you don't know how to do something, the best thing to do is ask. Discord is a different kind of an animal. It's a little harder if you've never, been in here before to learn it. But once you learn it, it's not, terribly hard. It's just they just have a way of doing things that's different than other sites. Anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything about movie night? Nina, were you able to open that document I sent you?
I wasn't able to. It said I didn't have permission.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen. That's why I hate using Google Docs. All right, let me go back and change the permissions and resend it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do it after the meeting. And if you can't get that document open, let me know, and I'll just send it another way. But it should probably. I just need to change the permissions so that you can open it and read it. All right, cool. All right, so Saturday night we're having our first movie night. It's at 9 o'clock, and I'm working with Nina on that project. So I'll wait until she gets the document and reads it, and if everything is good, then at some point, probably by the end of the week, we'll announce it, and whatever movie we decide to air, we'll announce that, and we'll go from there. So, but anyway, that's going to be our first movie night. I don't know if we're going to do it every week. I just don't know yet. We're still, working that details out. But here's the thing. So Thursday and Friday night, we have our Bible study, our prayer meeting. Um, these are nights that we definitely need moderators because we get a lot of trolls on these nights, and it's been good so far. We've had at least one or two people there. Sometimes we have more, depending on who can make it. One of the things that I really want to get somebody that would be willing to help me with is if you have access to, and I guess this is a question I have. If you're a moderator or whatever on here, do you have access to everybody that's in the server? Everybody that has come into the server, a member, or maybe they're not a friend yet or a member, but they've joined on here. Do you have access to them, to who they are, like on your list? Do you see them? Because if so, I want to see if I can get one or two people that could help me on days that we're doing live streams to reach out to those people. I tend to get more people here if I reach out to them one on one than if I just simply put the ad up and the advertising and the announcements. It's good to do the announcements, but if I can do the one on one, send people a real quick text with a link. If they're on, I'm talking about people that are online when we're online doing live. We need to reach out to them that way, I think, too. That would help, I think, get more of the people that we already have on the server coming to the live event. So if anybody wants to help with that, let me know. And you could trigger that by just sending them a link. All right. Well, that's about all I had tonight. I wanted to kind of touch on the situation with banning people and stuff and what would warrant that. And I don't think just because somebody creates an offense or does something that we don't like that it's an automatic ban either. I think again we have to really weigh it out case by case. If somebody does something that's offensive to God, to Christ, to the Holy Spirit, to a Christian here, or especially if somebody is abusive, I'm not going to waste time on that. They're going to get banned. But if somebody's just playing around and they're kind of, just being silly, but it's maybe disruptive, then a good warning should be enough. But if it's not, then we have to deal with that. Let's just do that. Okay, go ahead, Game Warrior. Come on and live in here and tell us what's going on.
All right, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so as me and Nina thought of the roles and all, so anyways, we could actually, hopefully, we could push on people to get actually the roles since we finally got the role system up and running. The reason why I would like to try to push that out to our members is because so we could have two different chats going, one for regular people and the other one for adult. Because I already got that up and running. It's just the problem is people not their roles. I don't know if
Okay.
they're playing or something or so on and so forth. But
Okay.
yeah. like to try to, well, once in a blue moon, try to remind people to get their roles
Yeah.
and all. I already fixed where people will be able to get to the roles like when they enter the server. I have the bot tell them to go to the roles automatically, so they won't be. Hopefully, they won't overshoot that. But yeah, that will help a lot there. Oh yeah. So we I put out the application. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah, I did. Yep.
lately. Okay, so we got two new people that are applied.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, one is Tenta, and the other one is Saishin or something.
What is it?
Something like it's C A Shin.
Oh,
Something like that.
Ciaton, or yeah, like
Something like that.
the one that does the poems.
I think it's a cat ion. It's like
Okay.
it's a science term.
Okay. Well, does anybody know this one that does the poems? Anybody know this Ciaton or
No,
whatever? Anybody know him yet?
no, I
Okay. Well,
don't know.
here's the thing, and
So
this is
yeah,
as we bounce this around. Tentia is some Tenta is somebody that has been around quite a while. He hasn't really done any. Has he done anything wrong that we would see? And again, we're talking about maybe starting out at a lower level, like a trial mod, maybe. I don't know.
yeah. We usually, I would recommend like
Just
new
let's do a
recruits,
trial mod
just
if
be
we
yeah
don't
in
know him.
general,
Yeah.
regardless.
Okay. So
Um, Also,
we can.
I wanted to try to get Jordan in here at the same time, but whatever.
Yeah,
I
I'm
already
gonna
talked to
talk to
him,
him.
and I told him he could be a VC mod instead, since he doesn't know how to do other stuff. So
Right.
I said, okay, we could still make it work. So he could be like a like when we get people in the VCs,
Yeah.
where people be like talking or I don't know,
Yeah, he would be good in
showing
there.
whatever games. He could just pop in and see, listen in how they talk, what they talk about, whatever. If
Yeah.
he has to step in or anything like that.
Yeah, that would be good for him. Again, I have people that I already know that they don't need to be vetted. Like Goldie, if she comes on, I don't even know if she will, but if she does, I'll let you guys know and we can mod her because I know her. I've known her for 8 years. But other people like this, like Tenta, I don't know him. And the other one, I don't know at all. I know when he first came in, he was kind of iffy at best, some of his comments.
Yeah, yeah,
This CIATON. So I would say no on him right now. Um, I would maybe,
Tentia is trustworthy. I've spoken to him in
yeah,
DMs
I agree
before.
with you on that one. I agree with you on that one. I think that the other one is a maybe, but we need to find out more about what his motives are. Or is it a he or is it a she? We'll have to find out. But
maybe
I
it's
think it's a he. He
he's
has male
yeah.
male,
children as
okay.
his
I know
role.
he's into poetry because I've seen some of his posts on here, and that's cool. He's been talking to Avery. Avery does a lot of poetry, and I know I saw one of their conversations in the general chat. But again, I would say if we wanted to put this 10th Tia down as a trial mod for now, he seems to be on a lot, and he's not been any shape or form done anything wrong that I could see. But we could try him out. That's fine with me if everybody's in agreement.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Um, Another thing is, if people that are actually gonna try to get, well, the current members, I don't know if some people are actually, well, I don't know if they get on here anymore or whatever. All I know is that the current members, they're probably in the future gonna ask how can they get the verified role. The only thing I could think of if they do chat in here or whatever or whatever's going to go on. Either they could come in like good probably month or two or more with services, chat, whatever stuff like that, instead of and actually hear their voice and stuff like that, instead of see if they you know freaking troll around,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Right. Right.
um
That's a good safeguard there.
uh that's the only thing I could think of, or could we could do something else. But the only reason why I want to push the verified one is so I was thinking maybe it'd be more detailed, or not detailed, but I guess more safe wise. I guess
Yeah.
to see to explain to the members that if they want to get verified, that they would have to do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. I like that. Um, Here's a quick question: if somebody wants to add roles, how do they actually do that? I mean, can you go to the roles page, and how does that work?
So when you go to the roles page,
Yeah.
it shows a list of emojis
Yeah.
underneath what it's talking about. So, like for example, the first one where it says male, female, or other,
Uh huh.
like you don't want to say.
Right.
If you click on the emoji underneath that has a boy on it, then you get the male role, and if you click on the one with the
Oh,
girl
okay.
emoji underneath it, you get the female role.
Okay. So it is clickable then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as
Okay.
long as you just click on the emoji, then you
All
get the
right.
role.
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. All
That's
right.
how people get in general. So, if again, if anyone else has any ideas for roles, just gonna put it in moderator only, and Nita could actually do that because she's the one who actually did it in general. Since I kind of didn't know what to do there.
Okay. Well, we'll start to we'll just periodically put a reminder up for people, and I noticed that like the birthdays one, it took a little while, but then people started adding their birthday in there, and stuff like that. So it is working. It just sometimes it takes people a few minutes to get on there. Um, one of
A
the
game
yeah, go ahead.
Game Warrior, with the verified role, I think you're having some issues with its permissions. Cause
Oh, really?
like in the adult chat, people who are verified who don't have the adult role can still see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay. I get what
ooh.
you mean. So, shoot, that's gonna be a tricky one. What do you think about that? Should we? Damn,
I'm
I
not
didn't think
really
about
sure
that one
what
at all.
I'm not really sure much about this bot anyway. But when you say verified in adult chat, did you make a way for the chat to be adult or minor or what? I mean,
It'll be if they choose their role in roles,
okay,
they'll be able. That's the key.
that's the
The
thing.
adult,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
I got you.
they would have to click on the role, and they would get that, and I would have to figure out how to separate the two somehow. Uh, I
Okay,
would probably have. I don't know how that would work there. That's the problem. That's a good
all right.
point there.
Well, we'll have to stew on that one a little bit and figure
Yeah,
out what we can
I
do with
would
that.
probably have to. I don't know. Maybe browse around or something.
Yeah,
Honestly,
or
yeah.
get get Toomba on the horn and ask him what to do because he builds these bots. I got his name, and he said if I ever needed any help, well, we should use them. I got his hashtag. I'll have to give it to you and just tell him
Okay.
you have a question, and he usually answers within a day, and he might know how to do this if you get stuck on something like this, where it looks like it's going to be kind of difficult to figure out.
Yeah, because you got you the I got she has a good point because people that will be verified be able to chat in two different general chats still, one adult and the other one regular.
Yeah,
So shoot, I kind of don't know how to figure that one out. I would probably have to play around the permissions to be honest and
yeah,
see what happens.
right.
Only thing is that I would need a subject to play around with, you know,
Yeah,
have someone I don't know
yeah.
give
It's
them like a role or whatever, and then see if they could chat in it or whatever, so on and so forth.
yeah, it's a bit of a pickle right now.
I also I found another bot that actually, well, I don't know if it's necessary, but it has like a lot of games also. Um, where is it? You could get like it's like currency to oh, well, okay, to like market to. Yeah, I'll just show it on the screen here. I have it on my window right now. So far, it's actually pretty decent. I've been trying to look for if there's anything bad about it, and so far I can't really find anything yet.
We'll have to have Caleb snoop it out.
Yeah, this is like this is pretty much the yeah. this is pretty much this is pretty much the bot here. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
a kind of like an anime bot, but we could turn off certain not rules, but commands if we need to. So how it works is you could actually have your a house. You could, and it's like it has currency. It gets really complicated sometimes. Exchange, they actually have a Wikipedia for this bot here to actually get this working and all. And to be honest, it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It
And
looks like it's elaborate,
oh yeah,
but
it's
this
pretty.
this is something that it's an actual Discord bot. Then,
Yeah,
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 okay. I
yeah.
think
It's a
this is the one
Discord
that
bot.
Kevin was. This the one Kevin was talking about, or somebody? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't know. I added to my server, but I didn't know if you want me to put this in our server yet.
Um, Not yet. I want to look at it a little more, and
Yeah.
then we could talk about what if we wanted to create a channel for it.
Okay.
Do we need a
It'll
music bot?
be what?
Nita was asking if we need a music bot.
Uh, we our music bot is tempo.
Yeah, I've used Tempo before. The
Uh,
permissions recently changed on a lot of the music bots because of a copyright thing with YouTube. But
yeah.
if you use MEE6, I think is the name of the bot. I'll
Me
send it
six.
in the chat. Yeah, Me6.
Uh,
That one
uh,
can allow you to play audio from YouTube videos, and it also has like a function like where you can search different things with it. It's a really useful one. I put it in every server I'm in. It
okay.
has a good search function with it, as well as being one of the better music bots still left running.
So
The
me
only thing
six.
I'm kind of concerned about that one is I used to have one. I have that in my server, and someone actually hacked into the bot to put their own server link into it.
Oh wow.
I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, I've never had anything like that happen
So
before when
some
I used it.
some crazy hacker.
Yeah, I don't know. My freaking, so I had like a server with like, I don't know, freaking 4 or 5 founders for the server, and this one founder, he said, "Oh, I could trust this guy. I talked to him before." Everyone else is like, "Okay, no one else did trust him. I didn't trust him, to be honest. You
Yeah.
trusted him. That's what happened."
Yeah.
So I kind of had a funny feeling that would happen, but whatever. I could
So
go
I
ahead
mean,
and put in Me6.
we could definitely look at Me6 and see what it offers. If it offers more, we haven't really done much with the music bot here yet. I mean, it's there, but I think it's something that we want to get going. Eventually as things go. But yeah, I think having music would expand our server options and the one that we got. I mean, I haven't really gone in there and used it much, so but I'm willing to look at it. If you guys are, and we can see what it can do. just
We could
just make
set up
sure
a
that
music room if you want me to, like the voice one, not the text. Oh well, maybe music one, music two, or whatever.
you
Some
guys.
servers have like I don't know how many voice channels for music because multiple people want to either listen to this, listen to that, whatever.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I think that's something that we could do. I mean, we want to be, and see, my only issue with the music is I don't want people to start playing a bunch of stuff in here that is like really ungodly. I'm willing to put up with pop
Oh yeah,
music. I don't mind pop music and stuff, but and if it gets into like some of the rap and stuff where the words are really
oh
bad,
yeah,
we'd have to filter it somehow, and I don't even know how to do that. To where it's not. We don't want to have swear words and vulgar and
yeah,
you know what I mean. So I mean that's
yeah.
my only drawback from having a lot of the music. But if there's a
Mhm.
way that we can moderate it and keep it PG, then I'm fine with it. It doesn't have to be Christian music. It just can't be
Explicit. That's the
explicit. You know what I
term.
mean?
Yeah,
And I'm not
that's
saying that
basically the term is.
anyone would want to do that, but you can't control
Yeah.
every aspect of everybody's music.
Maybe I could just browse around and see if there's actually a function that you could turn off the explicit content for music. Maybe I don't know for sure. I mean, it has to be pretty detailed to uh, have that, and it wouldn't really need to go into I don't know what database to look up if it's explicit or whatever or not.
It's kind of like movies. They come with a rating or games.
Yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
it should there should be a filter in some of these things where you could just say, "Oh, I put it on," and it would. But
Oh
we'll see.
yeah,
We can definitely look into these things, and I think music would be an awesome addition. Having like a voice channel for that where people could play their music. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it as long as it's not really bad. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be Christian gospel or anything. But then again, we don't want to misrepresent. So we just have to feel that out as we go along. But yeah, we should look into that.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you think I should go ahead and just put in Me6? I dealt with the bot before. Just that one issue, that one guy, whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, as long as
What
that crazy
happened?
hacker doesn't follow you in here.
I don't know. I don't think he wouldn't. I think what happened is someone actually reported him to Discord anyways. I
Oh,
think
okay.
because yeah, technically you're not
Well,
supposed to do that. Go into the bot and pretty much hack into stuff like that.
if we're going to test it out, we should do it while we don't have as many people. So that
Okay.
way we can control it a little bit right now and see how it works. So I say yeah, let's give it a go. Let's create
Okay.
a voice channel and we'll put it in there
All right.
and
I'm
then
about
see
to
how
go
it
ahead and do
works.
it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes win.
Whoever says nay, what?
Whoever says nay, go away. No. Okay.
Oh gosh. Wow. Here. What? I don't know what I'm saying.
All right.
No
Well,
word.
that sounds good. Then we'll see how that works. And
Okay.
anybody got anything else?
Uh, well, on
Wh-
top of my head, I can't really think
what's
of
what's
anything.
Kashima? A bot.
What's that? It's
A bot called Kashima.
yeah, that's what it's called. It's like I said, it's different stuff where you could actually get pets or build a house. You gotta work. You gotta have a job in the bot. To the thing is, I kind of don't know how to set it up at the moment since we have like I deal with like
Oh,
not
okay. It,
deal with
I see.
servers, but
It's one of
yeah,
it's a project yet that we're working on. Okay.
yeah.
I just kind of wondered about it because I hadn't seen it before.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it in the list. All right. Well.
I put me six in just now.
Okay. I see me
Uh,
six.
Um,
I'm gonna.
what? Okay, that's another thing. What bots should we kick out? Like, I think I see one, maybe two bots to kick out because we're like filling up on bots and I see
Yeah.
people. I see
I mean, if
people,
we
not
have
people.
me six now, we can get rid of tempo. And then, did you get rid of the reaction rules bot already?
The that one. Yeah, I already got
Okay,
rid of
yeah,
that a long time
because
ago.
we have zero now.
Yeah, and that's why I got rid of it because I know that one. I couldn't figure that one out, so I just got rid of it.
What is this Yag DB? What is that?
Oh, that's the one. That's the one bot. The Yeg one. That's the one where we could warn, mute,
Oh
and
yeah. That's the one we need to configure for like muting people out if they're instead of banning them.
I think we could do that now. I just need a subject though.
Okay. Well, let's put that on the table and work on it. And then Zira is what? That's a bot that allows
Yeah,
us to.
that's the robot that
That's the robot. Okay.
Nina recommended.
Well, we got Quizbot. We could. I don't know that we're going to use that kind of quiz. What I've been doing is
Yeah,
just
I don't know either,
drawing
to be
people
honest.
to a live room and then asking the question. I think that works better than a quiz bot. We could get
Okay.
rid of that. That would,
All
but
right.
that would be something that would free up a little bit of a. We don't need that one necessarily.
Okay.
But everything else, it looks like it's being used.
Yeah, I don't know about the. I know Cool Camp recommended Kakisha or something like that. Kashima, yeah, some Japanese bot or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He put that bot in our server, and I didn't know what was it for, to be honest.
Where's that at? I don't even see it in the list.
And I'll go ahead and do this for you.
Okay. Is there like what's is there a limit to how many bots you can have in a server? Or what's the limit?
Not really.
It just
I
takes
saw
up room.
a server with 22 so far, and I've seen probably a lot of them probably with I don't know maybe 30 more.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the bots are what they. That's the way you configure the server to work. So
That's how Discord actually tests their servers to invite a bunch of bots and to see how much um, I've heard. I don't know for sure. They actually test their servers to see how much bandwidth that server could take without crashing or whatever.
Oh wow,
But yeah, that's
that
the
makes
name of the
sense.
bot right there. Do we need pull bot?
We need what?
Pull bot?
No, we don't need Polbot.